Alright, I believe I should be good. What is going on, everybody? I hope you are all doing great out there. Coming to you live from Los Angeles. And today, July 11, about 5:30 Pacific time right now. I want to go ahead and talk about as to what in the world happened last night in that Conor McGregor and Dustin Poirier 3 fight. Um, it looks like Dustin was doing really good until Connor got up, threw a jab or threw a swing, missed, and then misstepped, I guess, because his leg was numb, because his foot was numb. Who really knows, right? But um, he misstepped, but he injured his leg, and it was a gruesome injury. I can say that this is probably on the level of Chris Weidman's leg injury, and I know that it was very painful. So after this, I really don't even know how Conor can come back. We don't really know how Chris Weidman is gonna come back after this one, so time will tell. Now, Sean O'Malley's was a little bit different. Sean O'Malley's was a very minor type, where his was actually just the foot and not the leg. So Sean O'Malley's leg injury was different. So the way he came back has been very clean, I would say, very smooth. But we haven't seen the way Chris Weidman is gonna be coming back, and I would say again, Connor's injury is more similar to that of Chris Weidman's than to that of Sean O'Malley's. So yeah, I mean, it looked like Dustin Poirier was on his way to winning that fight. Looks like he was doing better. Connor looked a little bit sloppy, but I guess it was the adrenaline just kicking in. So I'm not gonna judge him based on that. But realistically, Connor was prepared for this fight, but I guess it wasn't going his way in the first round, considering he got taken down and was on his back and tried to go for a guillotine, but that was unsuccessful. And Dustin Poirier went ahead and landed some nice ground and pound, but at the end of the round, the way Conor injured his leg is just one of these type of situations where the ref has to come in and stop the fight and say, "Hey, this guy can't continue," because I don't know. I guess their leg goes numb and then he missteps, or who really knows what happened. But um, Dustin Poirier saying that he felt something happened to Connor's leg whenever he checked one of the kicks. I don't doubt it. It's an absolute possibility. But today's only, the second day. It hasn't even been 24 hours since the fight, so I really don't have any information on that. But just to really give my thoughts and opinions about it, I would say there's likely going to be a fourth one. Dustin Poirier is on his way to winning the belt, so I'm not really sure how that's going to work out. If Conor comes back, is he going to fight somebody else and then fight Poirier? Is that Poirier Conor fight always going to be there? In which I believe it kind of is, just like the Nate Diaz one. Um, is Dustin going to be champ? These are all questions we're going to have to wait to get the answers to. But in the meantime, Dustin gets the victory. Conor McGregor goes out on the stretcher, unfortunately for him, because he did say that, hey, Dustin's going to be going out in the stretcher. But on the contrary, it was him that went out in the stretcher. So how about that, right? But there's likely going to be a fourth fight, in my opinion. This was a gruesome leg injury. We don't know how Chris Weidman is going to come back from his, because it was very, very similar. Um, the point is that their foot, or, a part of their leg has been bent. Okay, and it's been bent in a very nasty way. So that's really the gist of it here, and it's a bad injury. And this is the game of fighting. The opponents are gonna go right back to that leg the next time around. So Dustin now knows, what to do next fight. Kick that leg, right? So, um, as for Conor, well, I think Conor's gonna have to maybe fight somebody different next time around, where he knows he has a good chance of winning, or he cannot fight at all and just go do something else because he has a lot of money. So, we're gonna have to, I guess, move on from this thing because this event is over. The fight did take place. Dustin Poirier won. Unfortunately for Conor, he's gonna have to go back out and heal. Maybe go back to the drawing board and see what he can do for himself for next time around. If he is gonna be coming back even next time around, in which I believe he is. But listen, guys, this time Dustin Poirier was the favorite in terms of the odds, but they were close. But next time the odds are gonna be further apart from one another, but the favorite is gonna be Dustin Poirier again. So let that process, guys. So again, this is the fight game. This is the fight business. Some other fights, that took place. Gilbert Burns against Stephen Thompson. It looks like Dana White wasn't very happy with that fight. I guess I too agree that it was a bit boring. I mean they both just kind of didn't want to, I guess, put themselves at risk for too much. So, and when it's like that, the fight is usually boring. So, it is what it is. But there was, some nice and good fights like Sean O'Malley against whoever he fought. I forget his name, but he also had his hair painted too. But Sean O'Malley also put on a pretty good show yesterday. Because I know Tai Tuivasa put on a show, and he knocked out Greg Hardy, and Greg Hardy actually clipped Tai Tuivasa, but then Tai came back and clipped Greg Hardy with a shot of his own and put Greg Hardy down entirely, and then just went in there to get a punch or two down, and the ref steps in and stops it. So as for Sean O'Malley, he put on a good performance yesterday, getting the stoppage, I believe, what was it, in the fourth round, I believe. So Sean O'Malley did good for himself. Sean O'Malley is actually, climbing the ranks in terms of making a name right now. So he's doing really good. So I'm actually really happy for Sean O'Malley. People were going like, oh, that's the end of Sean O'Malley after that foot injury he suffered whenever he fought Davison Figueiredo. But again, he came back very strong from it. And he's been winning ever since, and he's been winning in spectacular fashion. Now, again, Chris Weidman's injury and Conor McGregor's injury are more similar to one another than anything else that we've seen so far. And I think Chris Weidman will be back sooner than Conor McGregor will be, and we will go ahead and get to see how Chris Weidman does after that leg injury he suffered against what's his face, African American gentleman, I think, I believe it was Uriah Hall. I believe it was Uriah Hall, if I'm not mistaken. So if you guys go back and watch the Uriah Hall and the Chris Weidman fight and see the type of injury Chris Weidman suffered, then you'll get to see exactly the type of injury that Conor McGregor suffered last night. And I believe that they are very close to one another now. They are at different sections of the leg, but the point is that the leg was bent, and it's the point of it being bent that I'm referring to here, and as to how well it will be healed the next time each of these fighters comes back. So Connor's not likely going to be getting Dustin next time, but there is likely going to be another fight next time around. Not next time around, but down the line between Connor and Dustin. And after all, they are the same age. So I believe Connor's like a year older than him or whatnot. But yeah, they are of similar ages. So um, other than that, UFC 264 in general was a good night for the UFC. I know they did good numbers. Um, it was it was very unfortunate that the fight of the main event had to end that way. But realistically, if you're a fan and if you watch the sport of boxing or mixed martial arts, then you have to understand that the safety of these competitors comes first. And if they are in a situation or in a state of being permanently injured or permanently damaged, then they are obligated to not be fighting and rather be obligated to have somebody step in for them and stop the fight for them, which is the ref and the doctors, um, which they did in the Chris Weidman and Conor McGregor incident. So, let me know what you guys think, guys, about yesterday's situation. Should there be a fourth fight? Dustin Poirier was beating Conor McGregor up. So Dustin Poirier did win the first round. Okay, I'll say that too. Obviously, it's unofficial, but a majority of those that keep up with the sport that know what a win in a round looks like will agree with that. And I believe that Dustin Poirier was on his way to winning the fight, the third bout against Conor McGregor. But then, I guess just like Dana White said, what type of an ending of a trilogy would this be if this is the last of it? So I would say let there be a fourth one. I say let Connor go, get healed entirely, and let them come back and do another one because look, it's gonna sell. People are gonna watch it. It's gonna be fun, and um, again, the odds may be further apart from one another this time around, but the favorite is gonna remain Dustin Poirier. But if Conor McGregor can win next time around, well then, hey, the McMaster just might be back. And I don't know. I guess I made that name up for him, McMaster. But I had Connor winning. I guess I was wrong, but I'm gonna say I was wrong, but I don't think it's the last of Connor. I believe we will see him back. I believe that this leg injury of his is probably gonna fuel his hunger to come back and want to actually fight and win. So I hope that that is actually the case because who wants to see Conor retire, right? I mean, every time this guy fights, it's always a show, it's always a gathering, it's always, a good evening to be out and, and just enjoy it. So I'm looking forward to Conor McGregor coming back. Yesterday's ending for the night was a bad situation, but these things happen, guys, and it has to be understood. And it's, the hurt business, it's the fight business, and each of those guys, each of those competitors is out there to win and to hurt each other and, themselves and not, and get the win, right? So I would say that Conor McGregor is going to be coming back. We haven't seen the last of him. But as for Dustin Poirier, I personally congratulate him. He did good for him. He did good in the fight and was on his way to winning the fight. So for the first round that he did fight, he did well and he won it in my eyes, in my opinion. So I hope Dustin also continues to go further and be successful with whatever he's doing, especially in the hot sauce business. And I'm a real big fan of hot sauce, and I love Tabasco, guys, and a lot of others too. But I do still have to try his out. But I would say let's see what happens in the upcoming days in terms of the news we're gonna get because there's been a lot of trash talk between Conor and Dustin Porier as well. So I hope that kind of goes low in terms of the level of heatness, because there's been some nasty things that have been said between the two. So I hope that they can at least cut that out and keep a level of professionalism, yet keep a level of trash talk as well to just keep things interesting, right? There has to be some trash talk. Look at Kobe Covington. The guy's been doing an amazing job, keeping it professional, and also doing the trash talk and making things interesting. And at first people didn't like him, but it looks like people love Kobe now. So let me know what you guys think, guys, about yesterday's main event. Let me know if you guys thought that, if you were expecting it. Let me know if you guys thought that it was just a lame situation. I thought it was a lame situation, but it's understandable in my point of view, and these things happen. So it's just part of the game, right? So drop some comments, guys. Share your thoughts and opinions as to what happened last night. I really thank you guys and appreciate you guys for subscribing to my channel. I really, really appreciate it. And I also want to say that I'll do another video on cryptocurrency probably later tonight or tomorrow morning. I'll see what's going on. But up until later on, guys, stay well, be peaceful, and have a good one. And I'll catch you guys later.